Hey everybody, this is Mackenzie Scott of Torres, here with Premier Guitar's Big Five. My favorite guitar currently is the one that I'm holding. So this is a Tele thin line, and it's my first one. I'm super into Telecasters in general, but this one is much lighter than, as you know, the semi-hollow cut. It makes it much lighter than the traditional Telecaster. So that is really great news for, my shoulder, neck, back alignment. And then, the humbuckers are my preference when it comes to guitars, and, it's also not traditional for the Telecasters to have these, but this thin line model came equipped with these, so I'm in every way obsessed with this guitar right now. This is a pretty new model, but I think it's meant to be, it's like a 70s replica or something. I took it to my, local guitar shop guy, got it set up for taking it out on the road, and it plays like a vintage guitar, I think, at this point. It's just so, it's like butter. It's funny because my Desert Island album changes day to day, I think, depending on the mood I'm in, which is probably what most people say. But, if I forget all the nuance of that question and I just go with my gut, it's Fleetwood Mac, Rumours. It's just, there's just no contest. It brings out this heat under my skin. It's there are just those certain records that you listen to and you're it's like this album was ordained by something, something bigger than us. This album came to us because, I don't know, because God was present. You know what I mean? And that's how I feel about that record. It's just it is undeniably it's the kind of record that saves your life, you can dance, you can cry, you feel all of the tension of the, the interpersonal relationships of the people in that band. You feel all of that when you listen to that record. A less dramatic answer would be, I'm a huge fan of pop music, and that record is quintessential 70s pop music to me. But I shouldn't have even said 70s, because that album transcends time and space. It doesn't belong in an era. It just is. It's quintessential pop music. Go Your Own Way is... I can't think of a song on this earth that makes me want to just, dance with all of the intensity in my body than that song. Actually, Go Your Own Way, the BPM, I matched the BPM on that song with my new song that just came out. It's called Don't Go Putting Wishes in My Head. The BPM, I matched it to Go Your Own Way. I hate to say it, but I have to say it. My biggest guitar culture pet peeve is the misogyny. I'm so sorry to have to bring that sort of negativity into the conversation, but it's very felt. I probably don't need to elaborate too much. Honestly, watch the comments roll in. The way that plays out for me is just, it ultimately ends up not being about the music. It's oh, look at that. Look at the order of that chain. Oh, if she knew what she was doing, she'd put that there and she'd put that there. Oh God, too much ugly tape on the guitar. Get a pair of strap locks. It's it's just so much about, everything else and not about the actual, the skill. It it plays into not being taken seriously as a guitarist. And this is not just about me. This is my female-bodied peers, have articulated this experience to me as well. So I know that I'm not alone in it. Is it a question about guitar culture, or is it a question about misogyny? I think it's a question about culture at large. Obviously, to put a positive spin on this, I do see this changing. I see, tons of women and non-binary people are playing guitar and being seen for it, not just in their bedrooms. We're well on our way there. So, I'd like to end that question on a positive note. Probably most of my guitar heroes would not shock fans of my music. However, the one that I think, I don't know. I don't know if this is a shocking answer or not, but I'm going to say Matthew Bellamy from Muse. Muse is kind of a funny one. You kind of got your love 'ems and your hate 'ems. There's no really in between. Huge Muse fan over here. It's one of my big karaoke bands. But yeah, Matthew Bellamy is a sick guitar player and can really shred under pressure. My secret weapon is actually my intensity. Everything that I play, everything that I sing, everything that I do as it pertains to being a musician, it's I'm not tepid. I'm a very feeling person, and I think that where I might be, maybe a bit behind my peers in skill or in, I don't know, music history knowledge, you name it, I make up for in feeling. So, I may be playing a super simple guitar solo, or I may just be, banging out power chords. And it's not, on paper the most impressive thing a lot of the time, but the feeling with which I think I'm able to convey those moments in my performance I think they're effective. Even if it's as simple as doubling a line that I'm singing on the guitar at the same time, and it's, I'm feeling it, I'm moving my body, my skin is hot. When I'm practicing in my bedroom or in my house or whatever, I'm feeling it, but it's there's no audience. And for me, the vast amount of my, performative energy comes from feeling the energy from the people, in the room with me. I mean, obviously, the skill of actually playing the guitar and singing and performing in front of people had to be developed and is always continually being developed. But, the intensity kind of immediately made itself known the first time that I performed for people. I was like, what is this? Why am I blacking out right now? It's I have this this alter ego just sort of snaps into place, and I'm this different person for half an hour, and then after it's all over, it's and I'm back. That being said, intensity can get in the way of dexterity, for example. Often I'll miss notes. I mess up a lot. But like I said, I think, what I lack in, maybe let's call it versatility as a guitar player, what I lack in skill in that way, I think I am aided by the fact that I'm a performer first and foremost, and that, I can always cover for myself.